B plus B, Jainaga, please follow this and any doubt stop me. B plus B is a byte plus a byte. As per the table, we saw byte plus byte yields a int. That means the result of this operation is held in an int. That int I am trying to copy to X. And X data type is byte. Obviously, from a bigger data type, I can't assign to a smaller data type directly. That's why compile time error. Tell me what if I do, will this work? Okay, let me give you. This is not going to work. This will work or not? Yes or no?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Clue. No. Why? Because you are casting only what? Already byte, B is byte. You are telling byte, not maganino, byte. You are telling byte, you are already byte. Who is already a byte, that you are a byte, and a byte plus another byte, you get an int. Int put to an X. Compiler error. Are you with me? This also won't compile. So how should I cast? B plus C in brackets. You see the result should be casted, not individually the operands. Are you with me? So this is equal to X. Now will it work or not? Yes. It will compile also, it will run also. Everybody clear? Okay? Alright. I will do this. Just 1 second. Only one question. One question. Important question. Hold on. No, I want to tell you one more thing. Yes, please. Sorry? If you don't specify X as byte, so you have to specify some data type, no? What data type you want? Int, that's what I tried to write. Int X, L is equal to A plus B. Now tell me, will it work? Not A plus B, sorry. C plus B. Byte plus a byte will yield an int. Can that int be stored in an int or not? Yes. No problem. Are you with me? The problem was stored in a byte which was of smaller data type. Everybody clear? Yeah. Sorry? There can be an overflow. What is the overflow? I'll tell you. That is question number E. Right? The last question we need to pause. I'll explain in a minute. So, everybody understood? Okay. So, just to ask you, just to look at some random permutation combinations. Tell me, byte plus a float, what will it yield? Result data type? Float. Tell me assignment data type also. To what can I store it? Float or double. Are you with me? Byte plus a float, result is a float. I can store it either to a float or to a double. Okay, good. Double plus a short, what will I get? Double. I can only assign it directly to a double. If I want to assign it to an int, what should I do? Downcast it. Okay. And downcast what? Which one? Double or short? Result. Added the bracket result, you downcast it. Okay. Int plus a long. I can store it in a long, I can store it in a float, or I can store it in a double. Everybody with me? No data loss. Okay. What about all right, let's start this. Possible, not possible? Walk with me carefully on this. Question. Before this, I want you to understand this, just as a recap. SOPC. When I do an SOPC, what is printed to the monitor? Remember, when I print a character, what is printed to the monitor is the symbol. But remember also, when I say char C is equal to A, what is actually getting stored into C box is an int. The int number is, everybody clear? Physically, what is a character is an integer data type. What it holds is an int value. But when you print a character variable, what is printed to the monitor is not what what the character holds as an int, but to that int value in Unicode, whatever is the mapped symbol, which is in this case A. Everybody clear? Good. Can I do a plus with a character or not? Character plus. Can I do a plus with character? Don't go by my face. Absolutely yes. Character is a what data type? Ray? Integer data type. Integer is numeric. Can the operand be numeric or not? Of course yes. Will this compile? Of course not. Because char plus a int will result in an int. Can I store it in a char directly? Compile time. Alright. Char plus a char? No. Very good. Because we observed anything lesser than an int, when you add, what do you get? Minimum data type is int. So clearly char plus a char will give me an int. I can't store it in a character directly. Are you with me? So I want to compile this. I want this to be compiled. C plus 1. What should I do? Result I downcast it to char. Are you with me? Now I do an SOPX. Tell me what is the value printed out.
A plus B, A1,
98 or B?
B,
To B. Buffalo. Perfect. Are you with me? We are understanding the fundamentals of character manipulation. We will be using this heavily in programs starting from next week. Understand this carefully. Alright? What you can store in a character is a symbol, but what is physically stored is a number. When you print a character variable, what is printed to the monitor is not the number, but the symbol. However, now tell me next. Can I do this or not? Let me do 98. Let me do 100 better. As per assignment rules, can I do this or not? I can, because remember, from 0 to 65,000 I can store any value in a character variable. I can either assign a symbol or I can assign the number. But when I print, see, what is printed is not the number, but the numbers mapped symbol, which means A is 97, B is 98, C is 99, D is 100. Shatak. Yes or no? Cut. Now tell me, what is the value printed out? First of all, when it compile, if it compiles, what will it run? If it runs, what will be the value printed out? So this will compile. Will this compile or not? C plus 1. Definitely int. Int, can it be stored in int? Yes, no problem. It will compile, type assign, compatible, SOPX. What will be printed out? Please note, when you do a C plus a 1, what will C be converted to is? Int. Remember, if you do a C plus a 1, character is not added to a character. Anything lesser than a int, when you try to add or when you try to manipulate, they are first promoted to an int. That means this is an int. That means this is nothing but 97. 97 plus 1, 98. 98 will be printed out. Are you with me? Have I still not confused you? I have great talent. I will show you. But be careful, okay? This is very important. So, can I do this or not? C is my character. Can I store Z as a symbol or not? Yes or no? Yes. X is equal to C. Possible or not? C you already know. I've already declared. X is int. C is character. Can I store from a character into an int or not? Of course, yes. They are integer data types. So this is smaller data type, bigger data type, smaller to bigger. I can obviously pour SOPX. What will be the value printed out? the Unicode number value for Z. 97 plus 26. Correct no? 119 or something like that. I don't know. 109. How much? Whatever. 122, whatever it is. 122, 124, whatever. Are you with me? Everybody got this? That means if at all I wanted to know the numerical value for a character, what I should do? I want to know this. Then A is 97. What should I do? Yes. If I simply do SOP of C, what will it print is A. If I do this, 97. Are you with me? If I put a character into a int, then what will I get is the numerical value of that character. Everybody got this? And can I add my characters? Yes, I can. Because when I'm adding characters, characters are promoted to ints and then they add. Everybody clear? Everybody got this? Fantastic. Any doubts? Now, first question to you, will this compile? Second question to you, will this run? And if it runs, what is the value that is printed to the monitor? Will it compile? First you check. Can I store 2 power 30 into A or not? By the way, 2 power 30, I cannot represent this in keyboard directly. I will actually write the value. This value is how much? It's a big value, right? So that value I will write. Int b equal to 2. Possible or not possible? Of course, yes. A plus b. Possible or not possible? Not possible. So it will compile. Okay, what is the result? Huh? Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm going to do a small change. All right, this will work. This is possible. All right. Let me make it more easier for you. Now tell me. 2 power 31 minus 1. Possible or not possible? Possible. A b is equal to 1. Come on. Possible. A plus b. No?
Possible.
Not possible. Huh? Possible. Some people are saying possible. Not possible, guys. Why not possible? Tell me. When you say not possible, what does it mean? You don't like it? Or is it compiler error or runtime error? You got to speak the technology terms. Compile time error or runtime error? Aha. This is the problem. There is absolutely no error. No error. Because follow rules, pa. This is int value, you can store in an int. This is int value, you can store in an int. Int plus int. Result is stored where? Int. Can I store an int into an int or not? Definitely it will compile, definitely it will run, no problem. But what will be the answer?
Undefined. 2 power 32.
This minus 2 power 31. Look at the logic. If you tell this to a third standard, second standard kid, a rapat he will give us. Right? Because what do you have? This is a positive value. This is a positive value. Positive plus positive, anybody knows that it should give you a positive, right? The result is a khatarnak negative. Yengappa idu. Remember, int plus an int will give us an int, that is right. But tell me now, the actual correct mathematical value for this is what? 2 power 31, right? 2 power 31 minus 1 plus 1, kata 2 power 31. Yes or no? Now this 2 power 31, can it be stored in an int? No way. Already the biggest value that can be held in an int is 2 power 31 minus 1, no? So this 2 power 31, if you represent in bits, can you tell me how many bits you need? 32 bits including the sign bit. Correct, no? Now when I move this to an int, what will happen? Only the 32 bits will be copied. Then that means what will be the sign bit become? It actually becomes 1. If you add 2 power 31, if you come up with this in 2's complement, tell me 2 power 31. 1 followed by all zeros, correct? So this is what is stored in your int now. You understand? Now when I convert this into base 10, what will happen? MSB bit is 1. If MSB bit is 1, how do you get the result? flip plus 1. Vapas you get back 1 0 0 0. So 0 2 power 1 2 power 2 2 power 31. But your MSB bit was 1 minus. Are you with me? Now this is the most important learning. The last question that you need to ask is, what are failure scenarios? And most importantly, in a line with that, what are best practices? You can consider it as the next question or the same question, doesn't matter. Please note, the biggest problem about this code, you know what it is? Not that it yields a wrong answer. The biggest problem of this code is that it does not fail. You understand? Now think about this. You might have written programs also, no? You might have written programs to add. Now imagine this is what happens. In a town, there is a conjuice, mucky choose fellow, Ramu. What he does, he has a big inheritance which he has saved in a bank. Talatalantara inheritance. You understand? And how conjuice this Ramu is, every day he goes and debits 1 rupee to bank. 1 rupee. That means what will happen? Debit means add. If you add 1 rupee to the bank balance, what will happen to the bank balance? It will increase by. So he has been doing this every day and silently he looks at printout every day. Feels very, very, very happy. Every day 1 rupee increase. You understand? It so happens that one day his balance becomes 2 billion minus 1. 2 power 31 minus 1. Are you with me? And when you debit that increment should happen, no? There is a software written for this. Are you with me? So that software developer, Java fresher, has coded this by using mathematics, normal arithmetic operators. He thought int plus 1 int plus int, store in int. That means int balance. What is the new balance? Existing balance plus what he is adding. What is he adding? No, tell me. 2 billion he had now, 2 power 31 minus 1. Rama went and he added 1 rupee. Now, he looks at the receipt, heart attack failure. Because, now, what does he have in his bank account? Minus 2 power 31. Gundas of the bank will come. Suddenly he owes the bank 2 billion rupees. Are you with me? As ridiculous as this sounds, this is the output. This is what happens. Is this an acceptable scenario? If you go and add something to your account, you get negative value. I mean, what will happen to this bank? People will go and kallodi, right? Obviously. Remember, even a plus operator is dangerous. You will be writing code for banking, for finance, stock market and everything. You cannot afford to take this lightly, you see. You have to be sure whether the result is coming up as a proper value or not. Are you with me? This is serious concern. So this kind of a scenario is what we call as silent failure. This is the worst possible code that any developer can write. Any developer can write. You know, there is bad code, but there is worst code. We call them in our Kinglish as gub code. Alright? Or, to be honest, gubbest code. The worst kind of code you can write is the code which is called silent failure. What's a silent failure? A silent failure is one where the code compiles and when you run it, the code runs, but the result is wrong. Customer will call you and say, sir, your code compiling? Compiling. Is the code running? Running. But a problem, a result completely wrong. You understand? This is the kind of failure that is very difficult to debug, very difficult to understand, identify, and very difficult to fix. You understand? That is the reason why the most important question we want to answer is, what is the best practice, correct way of using plus operator? You understand? And can I tell you the impact of this in the real world? The impact of this in the real world. I was just sharing with the earlier guys, but anyway, I'll repeat it. You know, I mean, where do we do addition? We do addition in every program, isn't it? I mean, this is the most basic thing that we do. And the impact this, by the way, what is happening here is an overflow, right? I did not name it explicitly. What is happening here is an overflow. That means the added result is bigger than what the destination data type can hold. Are you with me? The added result is bigger than what the destination data type can hold. But the problem is an int plus int will give us an int, which means there is chopping off, which means there is data loss. And that data loss is giving me a ridiculous answer. So this kind of an outcome is what we call as a silent failure, and which is what we now don't want ever should happen to our code. The impact of this I'll tell you. In 1994, there was first World War, not World War, first Iraq War, right? Iraq War, you know, US went and, you know, US is like a, in a way like a gunda, you see. You know, he always pokes his interest into everybody else's interest, right? He keeps saying, right? And this fellow will go and, you know, try to do job, whatever is the job that he does. Anyway, first Iraq War was for whatever reasons. And in the Iraq War, first Iraq War, there was Israel, right, which was a party as well. And typically there were, you know, missiles being sent to Israel. Sent means fired upon. It was all surface to air missiles, air to surface missiles, etc. Anyway, basically those missiles were, you know, bought from Russia. They were called Scud missiles. So what did US and Israel come up with is a missile system. You know, they built a set of missiles called Patriots. Patriots are the missiles which does not hit the enemy, but the Patriot missiles hits the missile that has been sent on them. Like if our enemy fires a Scud missile, what missile will we fire is a Patriot. Patriot is a heat-seeking missile. It ottusಕೊಂಡು goes the other missile. You understand? When you fire it, it actually goes tracking the other missile. And before that missile hits us, it hits it in mid-air, and mid-air collision will happen and we are safe. Very sophisticated system, 1994 already in production. So whenever the Scuds would come, they would fire a Patriot and boom. To fire this Patriot, by the way this is in Wikipedia, alright, to fire the Patriot, what was used was a missile system, right? You would have seen all these, you know, photos, missile system. Usually it was operated on a truck, right? And typically for operating this, because they needed, you know, tracking software and whatnot, there were about 24 people, if I remember correctly, right? One day what happened? Scud missile was fired. There is some time before the missile comes, right? So one of the Patriot missile systems, 24 people being manning that, they tracked the missile and they fired the Patriot. And the Patriot went, right, in the direction of the missile. The missile is coming in, right, and the Patriot was fired. And everybody was like, yay, Patriot going, right? It's going in the general direction. After it went for some time, no, it was so patriotic that it took a U-turn, right? It went up, it took a U-turn, and it came back. It came back, the Patriot missile hit this, the one which actually fired the missile, as, I mean, it sounds a little funny, but 24 people died. And then later did an analysis as to why this happened. Obviously there is a fault in software, right? And you know what was the problem? Overflow. The developer of the code, when he was writing it, he did an int plus an int, and that overflew, and because of the overflow, the positive became negative. That was used for direction, you know, identification, and in one direction it was going, it became negative, means 180-degree turn. Wapas ba. You understand? That means, I want you to understand this, guys. Software developer has power in his hands, except that you don't utilize the power immediately. It is seen later. You sit in an AC room and you code, but real people get affected. You understand? So I want you to understand this, that you as a developer will be given power. You got to exercise it carefully. You cannot afford to write bad code. You write bad code, it's fine. Let it not compile. That's good bad code. What's worse bad code? Is it compiles and it fails at runtime. That is also acceptable. The worst bad code is it compiles and it runs and it doesn't work. You understand that? You cannot afford to write code like this. That's bad code. That means the most important thing we need to learn is how to avoid such silent failures. And you do that by following best practice. So just to impress upon you, remember, when you go to a surgeon, and imagine the surgeon is supposed to do a kidney operation on one of your relative, or not kidney, take celiac operation, appendicitis operation, or some, angioplasty or something, minor operation, not very major. And you go and ask the surgeon, will everything be okay? And the surgeon says, mostly. The person might die. Do you get confidence when a surgeon talks to you like this? That is for an appendicitis operation. It's the most simplest operation, right? And if the doctor says, most chance 50-50. I mean, clearly we don't accept this, isn't it? Same way when you write code and a customer asks you, have you done everything correctly? 50-50. If you are going to say, might work, sometimes it might not work, not acceptable. You understand? When you buy a car, you expect the car to work all the time. Yes, you might have some failures, but when you start the car, it should start, man. I mean, that's the whole point of the start key and the start ignition that is there. If you keep starting the car and car doesn't start, that's a failure, you see. Worse failure, you start the car, it starts and you're driving and suddenly off in between. Like they show in all your old Kannada movies, right? Where a car is there, hero, heroine have gone in the car up the Nandi hills, and la 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 la, they're playing, singing a song, rotating a tree, right? And silently one villain, he says, he doesn't take a simple gun and shoot both of them and come back. He waits for both of them to sing the song. Just before they come back to the car, he runs to the car, goes below, super mechanic that he is, cuts the cable of the brake. He will not put a bomb and explode it. No, stop, brake cut. Exactly by the time these two people, ding, 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 they come back. Right? The song ends and they go inside the car. What timing, man? And now the villain will be, right? And now, more foolishly, the way they show in the movie, right? The car starts driving down. That time the song still music is going on, comes to an end. And now, down, he is coming, and then suddenly they show a lorry from reverse. Of course, they did not have good camera system. That's why they move the camera only inside upside, right? And turn. It appears as if the lorry is coming fast, right? In the opposite direction. And this fellow is going down. And then he's like, then he puts the brake. Silent Mary. Right? The brake not working. Depending on the storyline of the movie, if there is a way of Punarjanma or not, if there is Punarjanma, accident, death. No Punarjanma, he will, whatever, save themselves and they will win. Bottom line. That's how silent failures are, right? Ridiculous. You cannot afford to have silent failures in code. And one of the silent failures that can happen is even when you use the most basic fundamental operator plus. How do you avoid it? What is the best practice? What is the best practice? Imagine here an int a is equal to something. Int b is equal to something. We don't know what a and b contains. But all I want to do is add this up. Add this up. What should I do? What should I do to ensure that this addition will never fail? Imagine I have some positive value and some positive value, whatever it is. But I want to add it and get the correct positive value. What should I do? Very good. I like that. But tell me this. Long, bigger data type. Will it work or no? Absolutely no. Don't jump to the gun. Int plus a int, the result will be stored in an int. That int memory will be promoted now to a long. The problem is happening not when you assign. The problem is happening when you add. Int plus an int will always store it in an int. So if I have 2 power 31 minus 1, if I have 1, 2 power 31 plus 1 will give you 2 power 31 result, but that result cannot be held in an int. So there is an overflow here. Already what is stored is minus 2 power 31. That wrong value beautifully you cast to store in long. Are you with me? Just changing the data type of the assignment will not change. This is the more important learning. This is very important, right? Don't change only the assignment data type and think your silent failure will go away. No way. There is only one thing that should be done, as rightly pointed out, promote one of the operands to a bigger operand. This is the best practice. You want to do addition of two ints? Never do a plus b directly. Promote, take the two values as inputs, as ints only. But before addition, promote one of them to a bigger data type. Now tell me, long of a plus a means when I promote a to a long, widening conversion will happen? Will there be data loss? No. Long plus an int means what will happen to this int also? Long. Now tell me what are the biggest values possible? I am taking the value as two ints. What are the biggest values possible? 2 power 31 minus 1, 2 power 31 minus 1. Now tell me, 2 power 31 minus 1 as a long, 2 power 31 minus 1 as a long. Long plus a long, when I add 2 billion plus 2 billion, will I get 4 billion or not? Is 4 billion less than 9 million trillion or not? Will I 100% get correct value or not? That's what you should do. What is the best practice of this operator? Is whenever you are adding two similar data typed operands, don't ever add it. And don't again fall for this trick. The trick is this. This is the trick. Don't fall for this. It's not a trick, it's a trap. Right? I tell you, when you say log r plus a plus b, no, our logical brain will assume, int plus int, stored in long. This is wrong. You understand? Because go step by step. There are two operations happening here. Addition, then assignment. Addition of an int plus int, the result will be held in memory. And that memory's data type is int. That means there is already an overflow there. That overflowed result, I am now storing it into a long. So a wrong value I am storing in a long. That's why, what is the best practice to follow? Whenever I am adding int plus int, promote one of them to a bigger data type. If I am adding a long plus a long, can an overflow happen in long as well or not? Absolutely yes. If I have long a and a long b, clearly I might have 2 power 63 minus 1 and 1. We don't know. Please note, you will never add two values that you already know. Will you add these two? You already know. Will you add? No. You will probably be taking inputs from a database, inputs from the user, inputs from a web application. We don't know. Some two longs are given and I want to add it. Very common requirement. How do I do that? Never will you do this. Never ever. And you will never fall for this trap. Instead, what will you do? One of the operands you will upcast. Float off a plus b. Some of you are asking, what is the use of upcasting? This is the use. You see? Are you with me? Upcasting is very useful when you are adding, because there is the problem with plus, there is a silent failure. If there was no failure, or if the failure was not silent, the failure was an explosion, your program crashed, it was okay. The bigger failures are the failures that don't make any shabd. You understand? That's the danger failure. So that's why the best practice is to promote one of the operands to a bigger data type and then add. Are you with me? Everybody clear? Very good. I will demonstrate every single thing that I have talked to you about in the next session tomorrow, and we will go through this as a recap and I will show you. But I am telling you again, you can Wikipedia this. I will send you the link. Read about the overflow mistakes. Just type in overflow in Wikipedia and see. You will see hazard mistakes that have happened. You understand? That's why also YouTube we talked about Gangnam Style. 2 billion plus 1, the number of hits would have become minus 2 billion. You understand? So that's why very important to understand that each operator, what is it you need to ask are these 6 questions. Now rest of the things we'll go with very quickly. Tomorrow not only will I complete all the other operators, I will also start with the next topic. You understand? I'll demonstrate everything too. But not the questions. The questions are important. You ask these questions, there is no chance you will make a mistake in learning any operator henceforth. Are you with me? I hope I am helping you understand the power of questions and learning from fundamentals, right? And I hope you are seeing that even in plus, the simplest of the thing, we are learning something new, means it is very, very important. Just one thing I want to tell you before we end. Remember, we are going to be applying best practices in software. What we learn as best practice in life, we apply it to software. Some best practices from software, we can pull it back to life. Remember, I and you are here doing this work. You are working hard. I am working hard only for one reason. What is the reason why we are doing all this so much of work? Everybody is hard working, isn't it? Get up in the morning, run to college, go from there, go there, go to institute, go to pick up a book, read, apply to a company, go to an interview. It is hard work. Why are we doing this? Only for one reason, you see. All of us want to improve our life. Is it not? Are we working very hard to make our life miserable? No. Only for one reason. We want to improve upon our life. That's why we are doing all this hard work. All this education. People who are working also. You look at their face Monday morning. You. Kerbada. Isn't it? They don't like going to work. But do they stop going to work? No. They go to work because they want to earn, and that earning will help, the people think will help them improve upon their life. Isn't it? So here is the thing. You really want to improve upon your life, you need to go from fundamentals. Ask the fundamentals. Question, what is this so-called life? Bear with me, just 2 minutes. I know my time is up, right? But this is important, I think. See, it's not enough to just learn technology, you see. I will tell you why. Anyway, I want to improve upon my life. If I want to improve upon my life, first I need to define, what is life? What is life, Ree? What do we say? Amount of time we are living? Time between birth and death? Or the better thing is not time based, it is nothing but summation of experiences. Isn't it? Summation of all our experiences put together. Can we not call it as our life? Simple definition, isn't it? Now, if I want to improve my life, then what should I improve? Based on the definition. If every experience you are having, every day, every minute, every second is a good experience, can we safely say our life is good or not? If you have horrible experience, bad experience, gup experience, is our life good? No, it's bad. That means you want to improve your life, means all you need to focus on is improving your experience. Question comes, fundamentals, without assumption ask, what is an experience? What is an experience? Everybody has experiences, but what is an experience? For an experience to happen, what should be there? Who should be there? Right now, beautiful wind is blowing in Japan. You are experiencing it. No, you are not experiencing it. Why? Because the most important ingredient in an experience is me. And what state I should be in? Awakened state, isn't it? If I am sleeping, a beautiful smell comes into your house. Will you experience it? No, you won't, because you need to be in the awakened state, right? You need to be there, but just you being there, will it you can experience? Can you sitting on a chair, you can what should be there? An object. Experience is what is called as a function of me with an object. That's an experience, you see. You need to be there and an object needs to be there. And what is the object we are talking about? Are simple things. You eat an ice cream. Do you have an experience or not? If the ice cream is good, good experience. If the ice cream is bad, bad experience. If I eat an ice cream, mugit kate. Because my tooth is bad, chal, pain. You eat an experience, you will be, yes? You eat a chocolate, some of you love chocolates, you're like, amazing, you're like, this is amazing. Right? In between Java course, you put a chocolate in your mouth, and I'm saying silent failure. So maga. Right? You're having an experience, right? It's a good experience, right? You meet a friend, you talk to a friend, good experience probably, or a bad experience, depending on what happens. Right? You interact with your girlfriend, boyfriend, a good experience. Good experience, isn't it? Yeah. And then you start talking to a wife or a husband. Bad. No. I'm just kidding. So bottom line, you need an object to interact with, for you to have an experience. And the experience, the objects are not just tangible, you see, they are intangible too. Like for example, you get a job. The day you get a job, I will tell you, the day I got my job, I was flying high in air. I thought, this is it. I settled in life. Right? I went and told my dad, right? Settled, life has settled. Right? I was flying high in the air, you see. And especially when you need to get married and somebody accepts you, job getting experience is nothing in front of it. Because first of all, we can't live with ourselves. Some bakra is agreed to live with us, isn't it? I remember distinctly when I was working and my marriage got settled. Throughout the day I was like this, right? And only I think, ladies are smarter. So two of my lady colleagues, gents colleagues, they didn't understand. My manager came and he was scolding me. Right? Scolding also, I will experience beautiful. But lady colleagues came and, did your marriage get settled? They asked me. I said, Nimge gotai, right? Anyway, it's a good experience. But, one more minute, just I'm done. Tell me this, I say. If our experience, we have already experienced such experiences, right? It could be a job, it could be a property you buy, it could be some gold you buy, it could be simple cloth you buy, it could be just, you could buy a cycle, right? I remember distinctly when I bought my cycle, my dad bought my cycle to me, I was so happy. For 1 week, I kept the cycle inside my house, I would hold it and sleep. I was ecstatic. But here is the thing. Our experiences with object you would have already understood. That no matter what object you get, the good experience with it always is there for some time. 1 week I had a beautiful experience with my bike, with my cycle. After that my friend bought a better cycle. Mugit. Same object, same me, but not the same experience. Ice cream, chocolate, lovely. When I was younger I used to want to eat it, craving, eat. If I make you eat once, nice. Twice, nice. 100 times, same object, same you, not the same experience, isn't it? I bought my own car, first car, with my own hard-earned money. You know how long I was happy? 1 day. After that I worried, yaar bartaro, yaar chachitaro, yaar id martaro. Cycle, Jujubi cycle I bought 1 week, I was ecstatic. My own car, 1 day. Married, job, fantastic. First month of my job, full happy. Second month, dudya jaasti korta rehna. Same job, same me, not the same experience. So you have got to understand the fundamentals. That even the same object which we have liked earlier will not derive the same experience. That is why, please understand, our entire Western philosophy says, you want to have a better experience, you got to buy a better object. You buy better clothes, you will be, advertisement they show, better clothes, you will be like, oh, everybody will look at it. Put tax effect, ladies will come behind. I have tried, it doesn't work. Just kidding. All right. Bottom line is, all our advertisements, all our movies, all your books, all your newspaper, they are about this. Everywhere you go, buy this property, only 2 crores, your life settled. Hero, heroine, is it not? That's what you see in photographs, right? They're all telling you, buy an object, because this will be good, if this is good, this is good. But only we know the truth. We are muttals. Even though we know the truth, we fall for it. Only we know. That is what? No matter what object you buy, your experience, good experience with it will always be limited. You want more. You buy a BMW, you want more. You get 1 crore rupees, you want more. You want more. The important thing to understand, what contributes to the experience more is not the object, but me. This is where our Indian ancestors come into picture. They never said to have, they always said, you want to have a better life, you need to improve your experience. But to improve your experience, what you need to work on is you. If you can work on yourself, no matter what the object is, if you can be having a good experience, then is our life good or not? Don't wait for getting a job, getting a property, getting the friend, getting the chocolate, getting that. If you keep waiting, you will keep waiting. And even if you get no, your experience will last only a little bit. The same thing will not derive the same thing. That's why Mansha, look within. If you can look within you and understand what contributes to this experience, then lo and behold, every experience can be a good one. If every experience is a good one, you are living your life the way it should be. This is the learning we need to take away from our fundamental learning of Java. Start learning from fundamentals, asking questions. Why? And then from bottom up we will go, and you will see not only we will become a punter developer, we will also have an amazing life. Thank you for allowing me to talk about such things. Thank you for allowing me to extend. See you tomorrow evening sharp 4 o'clock, where I will continue. Goodbye, good night, go home safe. Any doubts, stay back.